Hello! Welcome to Monday the 16th of April 2018, where I am rambling about miniatures once more. I'm Doc Eon, and I have finished these three ladies since last week. These are some miniatures from RBJ Games. They were the last out of the set where I painted all those skeletons and the skeleton dogs and the flaming skulls. And these three were also a part of that Kickstarter. And now they're done. So they're a little different. We start with a little girl who I'm not sure how she fits into the theme. But I just painted her in a simple pink and blue outfit. And then we had the two sorceresses, which are very similar figures. They're basically the same figure, same body and face, just different hair and holding different things in their hands. This one has a skull and a dagger. And I decided I would paint this one kind of dusky skinned and red-headed, well, sort of reddish-brown auburn hair, and contrast that with a very light-colored dress. And yeah, and I think this one turned out. The thing with these dresses, all these three minis have all been painted in my old style, which is pure layering. I'm not using the speed painting techniques of using glazing washes to finish stuff off, because when you paint flowing stuff with curves like these dresses, you can't really do that. You have to do the old-fashioned way of layering all the way up from dark to light. And I think it produced better results on the light dress. It's easier with the light colors, because when you layer up from a very deep dark color, like it was from like a mix of black and purple here, it's really difficult to know when to stop with the highlights when it gets too dark. And and with the color choice on this one, because of the hair, I thought of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and so it should be black hair on a black dress, but just black on a miniature looks boring, so the hair has kind of bluish highlights to it. And the dress, I went with the deep purple instead of pure black. And of course, she's not holding anything in her hand. She's just holding up her hand like that. But, you know. And painting the eyes on these was really difficult, because especially on these two ladies, the eyes are just narrowed slits. It was almost impossible to get eyeballs, get both whites and pupils in there. Not sure how it's going to look on camera, but, well, I did my best. So, let's go to the work. Now, the reason I only got 3 minis done is that I split my focus too much. I've been painting portions, like I've been working on the skin and the hair on these ladies, and a little bit on the metals on these. It's not completely done, any of it. It's just sort of in progress. And done quite a lot of work on this dragon turtle, but it's mostly shading. I need to highlight it up again, and then glaze, and you know, paint all the details. And over here, I've even started base coating these new models, these Spellcrow models that I picked out last week to begin with. And I even did a little bit of work on the base for the Kraken here. You can see it's base coated and an initial dry brush on the wood, and nothing much there, nothing much on this guy. But yeah, I've just divided my attention quite a lot, and not so much on this guy, but yeah. So that's why only 3 models got completely finished this week. But the upshot is probably going to be that next week or the week after, suddenly a whole slew of minis are going to get finished at one time. But even though I've so much in the works, I am still going to add just one little new project. Let's see what that is. Next project to start up, I thought I'd go kind of in an opposite direction to what I've been doing lately. I've been painting a few really big monsters. So I found these scrounging around among my unpainted piles. And these are 2 packs of familiars. One is from Reaper. And it was time for some more Reaper stuff. It's called Familiars too. It's 5 small creatures. And then I had this other pack, which is also Familiars, but they're from Iron Wind Metals, another company. And yeah, so there's 5 in this one and 6 here, so that's 11 minis. But they're all really tiny. I mean, they will require very few coats of paint. You have to make them paint them very simply when they're this small. Otherwise, they'll become indistinct. So I thought that this would be a fun project to prep next. Yeah, not much else to say really. So wow, stuff has started to arrive once again. I got a Kickstarter in the mail this week, which is an odd one. It's for bunny girls. I don't know why I backed this one. It just seemed like a fun idea, I suppose. They're all girls in bunny outfits, like Playboy bunnies in various poses, and most of them have bases. For some reason, this pack didn't come with bases, the sitting ones. And in this pack with 2 minis, there's only 1 base. That's probably just a mistake. But yeah. I suppose I just backed this because it looked cool. I have no practical use for them. But it's the kind of thing that's might be fun to paint at some point. They're probably not going to be put in the queue anytime real soon, though. And you might, if you keep count, there's I think there's 14 minis here, 14 minis, but I haven't incremented the number purchased by 14. That's because I have given a few more minis away, and I've sold some more minis. Rattle 11 actually. So. That's why the number purchased has only gone up by 3 this week. Keeping ahead of the pack a little bit. So yeah, but I've started curbing my impulses with Kickstarters. I recently, my finger was hovering over the button, and there was one Kickstarter that I actually backed, but then I canceled my backing because I realized that even they were nice looking minis and they're cool and everything, but I have no practical use for them, and I have more than enough to paint already. So I have to start resisting the shiny impulse to just get all the things. Let's see how long that willpower lasts. Anyway, that was an episode for this week. Join me again in a week. Until then, click like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so before, and I will see you in a week as always. Till then, I'm Dakian, and I'm signing off.